It's been a long time. Come on. Yeah. Hey, yo, it's my life, my time, my rights, my rhymes, my grind, my struggle, hustle, sweat in my blood too. My predator smells fear. La la la, my competitors flex here. Cause they smelled I was hot. I want it all. Excess, the sex, much success, stress sucks. I want it all, no less. So come on.
What up? It's your boy T-Bird and the reaction. So, about to do a reaction. The Stage Wrestling Wednesday. About to do a reaction to a video by, I forgot who was it by, but this is by thing about wrestling that, like, you know, you know me. I told y'all I stick true to heart about this though. I'm trying to find the name of the Piranha Production. So. One of the wrestling group I've had me in was like troll me because I'm like the one few, probably like might be damn near the only one that still show love for faces in wrestling, especially in WWE. So they had to, so trolling me. They tagged me in this video about why WWE Babyfaces. This video called "Why WWE Babyfaces Suck." I don't care. I don't think it sucks. I like faces regardless. I really don't show love to heels because I mean it depends. Like I won't show love, like cheer root for them. You know, like say they dope and anything, but I'm not gonna like embrace them because I don't like to embrace like that's like embracing villains and bad guys, which is not my thing like that. You know what I'm saying. And I feel like this whole little, and then the way folks are like very being obsessed with heels and heel turn, like the group I'm wrestling group part. Oh my god, you would think they love evil from the birth the way they are. Okay, they love heels to death. Like they race heel more than faces like crazy, and I came out the term calling them heel fiends. Especially right now, they are like all over Roman. Like I gave Roman Reigns a free cheer pass because I want to keep rooting for him because you know Roman's I fucks with Roman regardless, and I might do the same for Cena and possibly a few others. But the way they used to that did not like Roman Reigns so far. They is all over Roman Reigns now like crazy because his little somewhat heel turn got going on, and they all over the Hurt Business. Like oh my god, they're like obsessed. They're like very so happy because recently Cedric Alexander turned heel and joined the Hurt Business. They is like all happy. They are like fapping like crazy over it though. It's ridiculous. So, but they always try their best to explain why we like heel more. They like heels more faces. No matter how many times they explain it or whatever, I feel like you're just being edgy. They're just being edgy and rebellious. That's all it is. Or they try and bring it me like saying I'm the one being edgy and rebellious. No, I just like good guys. Anyway, so maybe this video I'll probably going to be biased about it, but it's going to explain why they say that WWE Babyfaces suck. So let's get it. And probably gonna be one of the videos that get more dislikes than likes, cause like I said, I'm for the baby faces and the tweeners, but don't really care for heels like that. Unless like Seth Roman right now, and maybe a few others who might get a free cheer pass. But let's get it.
Becky Lynch was a better heel than a babyface.
Here we go.
The same can be said about John Cena.
Here we go.
And The Rock, and Seth Rollins, and Triple H, and Sasha Banks, and Bayley.
Oh, yo, don't get me started how they acting over Bayley. Oh, my. I actually just committed my own crime. I said that she owns her that name after she turned heel. But I call her Karen. I was calling her Karen, but they said she's not Karen. Okay, Karen Nita. I'm not the Karen Nita. She owns her belly because that's not my belly. So anyway, but they gushing over her like crazy over this new heel Bayley where everything. I'm gonna say right now just for this video though, like crazy, like oh my god, it's ridiculous how these dudes are like so obsessed in love with heels. It's like sad. Anyway,
honest with you, the list goes on and on. It seems like everybody is better at being a bad person than a good guy.
And this was the other thing that pissed
and wondering.
This other thing that I dislike about it. It's kind of like saying you gotta be a bad guy or villain, whatever, just to get liked. Like that, where we supposed to dislike the bad guys and villains, but you gotta be that to be liked, which is kind of, in my opinion, if you ask me, kind of backwards and ass backwards and contradicting.
Are these athletes just better at expressing a villain than a babyface? But the truth is that there's a deeper rooted issue with WWE babyfaces. There's so many things wrong with good guys in the company. Almost all of them suck and are straight up boring. It's been like this since the end of the Attitude Era. The writing staff in the company has failed miserably at building good heroes. It's so funny because a talent can start off their career as a babyface, and then at the beginning of their career, nothing really clicks. The fans do not get behind their persona or gimmick. But once a heel turn happens, those superstars begin to see some success. And then eventually, they get such a supportive fan base that it forces the company to turn them babyface again, only for them to be hated again. This isn't something that happened a few times. It is a cycle that has been happening a lot in the past. It is time to talk about the major issue with babyfaces in the WWE.
Of course,
in this video, I will analyze 3 main components that I believe are the issues with the superheroes of Raw and SmackDown.
You are a sniveling little suck-up sellout full of suffering succotash, son!
The first and biggest issue we need to talk about is the fact that most babyfaces are completely one-dimensional. There's a few different things that fall under this category. WWE has a very strange habit of creating babyfaces as goody two-shoe characters. A lot of the good-hearted talents are subjected to always acting like they can never do a bad thing. This strips away all of the potential interesting dynamic storylines. Let's use Kofi Kingston for example. After he lost his championship to Brock Lesnar, he wasn't angry or upset at the fact that his first world title reign ended like that. There was no retribution or revenge for all the things
and a lot of people saying that same dumb shit, like, so what? Like, okay, and let them live. Anyway, yeah, this is going to be one of the videos that get a lot of dislike and more than likes, I can say.
Just happened. I think the best example is when the school tells students not to fight back if they're involved in a fight. That makes no sense. If Brock Lesnar is pulling up to you in school and is beating up Kofi Kingston, you know what he should do? He should not just allow it to happen. He should fight back. It doesn't make any sense. And WWE seems
to scratch with WWE. I do agree with the whole thing when schools teachers say not fight back, because like a lot of they do penalize you for fighting. That's why I didn't fight, which sucks about it, because then I want to read that part about the school part, but not along with this wrestling thing. But the school part I agree somewhat. But anyway,
using that philosophy for most of their baby faces. I've been watching old SummerSlam matches and I just passed the Attitude Era. 2 of the top baby faces did some bad things during the match. Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock would hit their opponents with many low blows because this is wrestling. They want to take the advantage and win the match. You gotta do what it takes to win it. It doesn't necessarily mean you are bad, it just means you have a different strategy that you are implementing. Nobody is a perfect person that always avoids doing bad things and has the perfect morale. That is unrealistic, and it's a narrative that we cannot connect with when it comes to these athletes. The Young Bucks even explained this problem, saying that WWE is obsessed with this idea of perfection. The group knows that that is not attainable, and that's why people like Hangman Adam Page is loved from the fans, but sometimes drinks on the job and usually starts an argument with his teammates. Jon Moxley is also another person that is seen as a tough SOB who's a great anti-hero. And then you have Darby.
Alright, hold up. We got a commercial break. Oh, well, I'm back. So, yeah, we're getting this part, but, like, whatever. I mean, I got love for the faces of AEW, of course. But especially Jon Moxley, definitely. And Darby, definitely. But, yeah, let's get it.
Who's a mysterious and dark underdog kind of wrestler. This nerdy one-dimensional work from WWE's babyfaces never seemed to resonate with the fans. Another issue with the one-dimensional factor is that it leads to pretty boring segments. There are so many babyfaces that honestly have the same exact promo and it gets repetitive. When Seth Rollins was a face back in 2019,
I'm sorry for like
he would
folks just
literally
like
talk
dislike
all
me.
about how he was a fighting champion and how he.
I feel like folks these days just want to be rebellious and whatever. Like, cause like even like I'll talk. I don't care because I'm already disliking the video. This is going to catch me interest more though. But I'm not gonna do the premiere. They're probably going to be shitting on me in the chats. But I feel like this is like, cause folks these days is rather embrace, because even superheroes these days are not getting much love these days. Folks are like, if you be on social media, Facebook and everything, folks would rather be embrace villains and then good guys though, or at least go for the anti-hero over the good guys. Hell, there are even folks that loves Thanos of all people, and he wiped half the universe, and they folks like that guy. Yeah. And Joker
He fights for the people. Yeah, I do admit that could be a good segment for one time, but the issue is that it happens every single week, and it got extremely repetitive. Why do I want to see a wrestler who I'm supposed to cheer for always do the same thing? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Sure.
When you compare Seth Rollins' work as a good guy versus his heel segments, it's not even close. You can easily tell which one is much more enjoyable. We didn't know what to expect when we were watching Raw while Seth Rollins was a villain. One week he was doing his annoying and cocky laugh where he goes ha ha ha, and the next week you would see him try to break Edge's neck. It was very crazy and random, and that's what I liked about it. Another reason why they are one-dimensional is that WWE babyfaces don't ever even grow or develop. The talent essentially never becomes smarter or learns from their mistakes.
Here you go with this shit.
They need to write out fully fleshed out characters that can develop and grow. The writers treat these faces as morons who don't remember the past. How many times do people trust Randy Orton? And that never made sense to me. That man literally turns on everybody.
I'm like this close to saying fuck this and not even watch no more. I'm really like this close to saying fuck this video, not watching anymore, because it's just like pretty much dude just sound like he just do number whining. Anyway, but let me see what he's saying.
Bro, the writers treat these faces as morons who don't remember the past. How many times do people trust Randy Orton? And that never made sense to me. That man literally turns on everybody and RKOs someone. He's a ticking time bomb who's ready to RKO you out of nowhere. These little details in the creation of a character need to be considered. The writers need to create interesting and unique characters that use logic. I know logic is a word that WWE creators don't really understand, but you gotta figure it out. Drew McIntyre is the first babyface in a very long time that is doing this really well. He's got a very cool and badass vibe to his character, and it's working.
At least you're giving props
Drew
to Drew
McIntyre can be
McIntyre.
funny when it's needed, or give you a serious headbutt if you made him angry and pissed him off. He's not afraid to be a little mean sometimes, and it works. I think the other babyfaces, though, should be taking notes from his superb work.
You are a sniveling little suck-up sellout full of suffering succotash, son!
WWE has a misconception of their own audience. The company became PG and started to target families in 2008, more specifically, young children. Vince McMahon cared more about shareholders and his wife's chances of getting a seat in the Senate. In return, wrestling took a massive hit. I think the writers really need to understand how children actually think. They believe that kids want to see these over-the-top superheroes that I mentioned previously. That is not the case. Put yourself in a young wrestling fan's shoes. You watch wrestling and you're in the 5th grade. Do you really think that these are the most innocent kids? I remember being a kid and going to school around that time. It was not that long ago. It was almost a decade ago. Children are some of the craziest people you'll ever meet. Young kids are out here playing Grand Theft Auto 5, running people over, saying that they will do crazy and wild things to your mom in a Call of Duty online match, and they will get in fights at school.
Okay,
now that I've painted this picture for you, imagine trying to bring in a fan of this type of kid and showing them Santino Marella having a tea party with Vladimir Kozlov. Why would any kid choose this over an episode of The Office on Netflix or some Fortnite where they could blow some shit up? the company has the most unrealistic idea of their audience, and they have no sense of what their kids actually want to watch. And this translates
I'm just
with
doing
the
this
crowds
just
in
to
arenas.
let's do this shit.
2018 heel Becky Lynch is the perfect example, and I might get a little bit angry because they ruined her, but here's everything that needs to be said. After months of being wasted on the sidelines as a face, Becky Lynch snapped and received a loud-ass pop from the fans. We all remember it. It was SummerSlam 2018.
Yeah.
This was the best thing to ever happen to her character. For the next 3 months, Becky was the most savage woman on the roster. She wasn't afraid of Ronda Rousey. She was roasting everybody on Twitter. She told Edge to not break his neck getting out of the ring, and she belittled Charlotte Flair. Fans across all demographics were loving it. Becky Lynch became the best star in the company in just a matter of 3 months. It is something we did not see before. But WWE saw that as a perfect opportunity to make her a babyface. They took away her character work, her tough attitude, and made her another generic hero who wins her matches. I could not believe what happened. WWE stripped away all of her personality that was working with the audience to cater to an audience that doesn't exist. How stupid is this company? They don't understand people. They have no empathy, and they don't know how fans actually think. So now the kids lost interest in Becky Lynch, and the older demographic also got bored because of her character, and all her momentum was gone. The worst segment was the episode on Raw where she was wearing those black glasses. I was disappointed at what they did with Becky Lynch. A solution to their problem could have been just Becky Lynch acknowledging the crowd support and simply saying something like, "I don't care if you cheer me or boo me, I'll kick anyone's ass in my way." There you go. Lynch maintains her personality, but can now be seen as a tweener from the audience. WWE's inability to understand their own audience is seriously affecting a lot of the characters on the show. I think it just comes down to Vince McMahon just being too old to not know what kids actually are like. It is a sad reality, but when you look at the success of NXT and AEW babyfaces, it just doesn't make too much sense of what you're seeing on Raw or SmackDown.
You are a sniveling little suck-up sellout full of suffering succotash, son!
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Yeah, I'm sorry. But look at you. You're just so full of yourself now. Actually, you're full of something else. You are a sniveling little suck-up sellout full of suffering succotash, son! Yeah. I know that was not easy to say. Yes, that was an actual line that Roman Reigns used on an episode of SmackDown. Lines like that are the reason why Roman Reigns couldn't ever get over with the WWE Universe for so many years. The man is finally starting to develop a good fan base because he's been more of himself. It does come across as authentic and appears to be working. But truthfully, Roman Reigns had possibly the worst promos ever early on in his career, and it's not even his fault either. WWE promos are very scripted and they're not good either. Both good and bad guys need to deal with a horrible script. The talent has the difficult task of taking garbage and making it somewhat decent for live television, and the worst part about it is that they can't break any rules or they will get in trouble. Villains seem to be doing a better job at this than heroes because there might be less restrictions, but I think these terrible promos are honestly killing all the momentum that a superstar has. The Miz will be the example I use for this issue. Prior to his 2019 babyface run, The Miz was a top heel in the company, delivering some of the best work on the microphone. The Miz was a straight up asshole in 2016 and 2017, and we believed everything he said.
Yeah, commercial break. That's because I hate this video. I guess I don't really like this video so much and let the commercial break go. Anyway.
We wanted to hear more from his promos, and we appreciated his good work. The minute he became a good guy is when things took a turn for the worst. The Miz was the worst babyface I've ever seen in my life. His promos went from top-notch to unbearable.
I
cannot comprehend how someone with his skill set on the microphone didn't translate well as a good guy. The Miz isn't the only one to experience this. Tons of wrestlers, including Bayley, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn, failed to succeed with promos as a good guy, but they succeeded and flourished as a heel.
Hold up.
It has to be the right...
Hold up. Kevin only has some good promos, especially the one he had against Shane. Like, come on, don't even... Whatever.
It seems like a serious issue that needs
I
to be
really
addressed
feel like
as soon as possible because it's getting really hard to watch and viewership is dropping.
You are a sniveling little suck-up sellout full of suffering succotash, son!
Ultimately, WWE must improve on the problems I mentioned in this video. I'm not saying that everyone needs to be a heel acting bad all the time. I'm not saying that at all. I just think it's okay to have different types of faces. Some people can be anti-heroes. Others can be tweeners, and it's even okay to have some heroic superheroes. I just think the company needs to work on understanding their audience better, creating intricate characters that can be developed, and those promos need a lot of work that I can't even get into it right now. Until then, babyfaces will continue to suck. And that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much.
Shut the fuck up. This video sucks. This video gave me a headache, that's all I'm gonna say. I mean, it's a reaction vid, so this video gave me a headache. That's all I'm gonna say about that, though. Because honestly, it just seemed like that people just like bad guys more than good guys. That's what he's trying to say. Like, it's sad. It's sad that it's come down to this. Like, folks just really embracing villains and bad guys more than good heroes and good guys. That's my feeling. Yeah, this video gave me a headache. Anyway, it's good to react to videos like that because I've done them before, and then hearing it, I just try to stay away from them because of the major dislike or people, or because sometimes it's like all publicity is good, but it's good publicity because the ones that had a lot of dislike, I got a lot of comments and views on. And more, it's more dislike than likes, like the mumble rapper thing that I ended up deleting because I got tired of people talking shit. So see how long this is gonna be up. Other than that, let's forget what this video said. Shout out to the babyfaces out there in wrestling, all different wrestling companies, including WWE. Though, you know what I'm saying. And still shout out to Roman. He's held now, but he still gets shout out, whatever. So other than that, and this guy got 2 words, he can suck it. Anyway, so if you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bird.